Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil. Today I'm playing another Dialga Magnezone deck. This is one that includes the Magnezone EX, so it gives an alternate attacker. It's a lightning Pokemon, very tanky at 330 HP, a stage 2, so it again evolves from Magnemite with a rare candy. And it has 2 attacks. Pulse Launcher for 2 energy does 220 and 30 to its damage to itself, but usually not using that. The deck only plays 2 lightning energy in total. Usually we're doing Energy Crush, so it's a situational attacker. There's certain matchups where this is very useful. This attack for 1 energy does 50 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So if they have a bunch of energy in play, either all on the active Pokemon or spread around with the bench Pokemon too, does big damage, is a dangerous Pokemon for the mirror match against another Dialga Vstar. Against a Gardevoir deck has to be careful with their energy acceleration because it's dangerous, because it's a threat there. A deck like Arceus Vstar, where they want to accelerate energy to the bench Pokemon, again, can have trouble with this Pokemon as well. So again, like I said, there's 2 lightning energy, so I cut 1 metal energy, so there's 20 metal energy, but 22 energies in total, so 1 more energy than the other deck I was playing, and also 1 more Pokemon because of that Magnezone EX. So we have a little less room for trainers, so there's been some adjustments, and just shifted the deck some to try out some different things here. So this deck, the one new card here is it plays Cheryl. You could play it even without the Magnezone EX. Cheryl heals all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon. If you do, you discard all energy from the Pokemon that were healed that way. Obviously tremendous with the Magnezone EX. That's partly why I like it here. Since Magnezone EX attacks for 1 energy, you can attack Cheryl off the damage and attack again the next turn. Of course, it only plays 2 lightning energy, and you don't have a way to draw those energy. You just have to, you can't search them out, you just have to draw into them, so you certainly need some luck there. It also has value on the Dialga Vstar depending on the matchup. Now, if you have a lot of energy on your Dialga Vstar for big damage, you might not want it, the Cheryl might not be so good, but in a matchup like Lost Zone early on, they're hitting you with Cramorants and maybe even a Sableye, so they're having to 3-shot the Dialga Vstar. They hit into the Dialga Vstar twice. You Cheryl it away. You can accelerate a couple more energy back with Magnezone and hopefully do the damage you want. So it's a nice option there. Let's see with this deck. What else does it do? It's very similar to the other deck. It plays 4 Nest Ball, 1 Battle VIP Pass. Some builds for this deck play Stormy Mountains, the stadium that searches for a basic lightning or dragon Pokemon, play it to your bench. I included that for a while. I think just the 4th Nest Ball is better though, so I dropped the Stormy Mountain and put in the 4th Nest Ball. And this one plays 1 boss and 2 Serena. I believe the previous build I played 2 boss and 1 Serena. The Serena obviously only gusts up the V Pokemon, but that's often the more important one. But then it also gives you the draw option, discard up to 3 cards and draw till you have 5. So it just helps with the consistency because this build is a little less consistent than the build without the Magnezone EX, right? The Magnezone EX is a situational attacker. It obviously doesn't help accelerate to the Dialga, which is still the main attacker. We have to include a couple lightning energies to pay that attack cost, but those lightning energies don't help when we're going with the primary attacker of Dialga. And also, it doesn't help with Adaman, right? Adaman's a terrific supporter where you discard 2 metal energy, search for any 2 cards. Lightning energies don't pay the cost of Adaman. So, just these ways the decks hurt a little bit. I think the other build I put in 3 Adaman. This deck list plays 2 Adaman, and partly because I needed deck space, and also because I'm playing less metal energy, just 1, but it's still less, and therefore getting those energies in your hand at the same time as Adaman is an issue. All right, so let me play my heavy ball, see what's prized. A bunch of energy, the VIP pass, and Irida Vstar. Okay, not bad. I can work with that. So what do I want to get in play? I will get 1 Miraidon for sure. Maybe I want to get a Dialga down, huh? I mean, maybe I made a mistake there. Let me get a Greninja down. I should have done Radiant Greninja first, actually. right? Because I might have drawn into the Miraidon or not even needed the Miraidon, right? So keep the lightning energy. Oh, that's quite nice. So I'm going to fill up the bench then. Magnemite and Rotom, so I can draw some cards this turn. Attach a metal energy to my Dialga. And instant charge, draw 3 cards. I got Lumineon V with that, but of course I can't play it next turn because I don't have bench space unless I get knocked out. And hopefully I don't get knocked out, right? Don't know. Let's see what I'm up against. Could be a Lost Zone deck. Don't really know. Okay, in the mirror match. So, now the mirror match is the games where the Miraidon EX has given me the most value. So going first here is a definite plus. Obviously, I don't really have anything good for next turn. My opponent gets to Adaman, so that's very nice for them. So get any 2 cards they want into hand. So they're getting set up a little better than I am, but I went first. So, but if I'm going to get a Magnezone in play, I need 2 cards, right? I'll draw a card, and I will get 2 more cards with Radiant Greninja. I'll discard a metal energy. I want to keep the lightning. All right, so they got no energy in play. That is nice. That's nice too. So so I'm definitely going to attack. I'm going to evolve and attack this turn. Get rid of a metal energy. So I need a rare candy. So hopefully I get the rare candy soon. So I want to attack now. Start getting some pressure on. So 120. I do 160 next turn with an manual attachment. If I hit rare candy, then I can accelerate with Magnezone. So my opponents, they did play Adaman last turn, so hopefully they can't knock me out, right? That's that. All right, well that's good. They're attaching to the active, which means they're going to pay the retreat cost. Now that was the thing is if they wanted to do that, they probably should have retreated the Lumineon V before playing the Energy Recycler, because I assume they want to. I mean, I guess the reason to wait is they want to get the Lumineon knocked out if they don't get a better, if they can't attack with their Dialga meaningfully. But if they had retreated, then they would have 1 more energy to potentially hit with the Magnezone, right? So, they would have been better off making a switch like that before Energy Recycler. Oh, wow, this deck just really hates me. That's all. That's how I feel about it. Yes, Rotom V, I know you have your ability, but so it's at 3 energies. Now, this deck does not play Energy Recycler. All right, well, that's good. I really need the Metal Blast. So Metal Blast. Now, I have a real danger now of. All right, Metal Energy. There's a decent chance they're going to one-shot my Dialga. What do they need? They need 280. They need to evolve, of course, which they're going to do. So what is it? Times 4. So 7. So they need 6 energy attached, I believe. And so it's 50-50. I don't know, maybe less than 50-50 if they hit 3 with this one. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully I don't see 3. I believe 3 is the right number. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Whoa. Well, that's brutal. Okay, so I have 1 play here. I mean, I could Thorton here also, but I don't really think I want to do that. So I need a rare candy. Pure and simple, I need a rare candy. So Irida, I can get a rare candy, and I have knockout. That is sweet, right? So Irida, get my rare candy. I like that so much. I don't think I want to keep discarding energy. I really don't. I'm a little concerned about that, right? So I will attach here. I'm going to do big damage. 400 damage for them. So, yeah. I mean, they felt good about that, but did not work for them. They could have done their... They didn't use their V-Star attack, though, did they? So I'm a bit surprised by that. I guess they were saving it, was their thought. No, I understand. Now, if they used the V-Star attack, they would have knocked me out, right? So that's they wanted to knock me out. They figured I wasn't going to be able to knock them out, to knock them out with the Dialga V-Star would have been very difficult. But that Magnezone, very, very nice. All right, so they have no energy in play. I get ya. So what do I want to do here? Do I want to get... I guess I... all right. All right, I'm going to Adaman, I guess, this turn. So let me take a look. So Adaman, I can get what? My lightning energy for the knockout and a rare candy, I think. Yeah, and a rare candy. So that's, I think, the play there. Lightning, rare candy. So this has come together quite nicely. I'll lay down the lightning at this point while I make the other plays, because they might just concede at this point, right? They're not in a good position. So I will accelerate what energies I can, because I need to Thorton. My goal is now to Thorton next turn, right? So I'll put it on the Magnezone. I mean, the Miraidon EX. That's the tankiest of my basics. So I can Thorton there and evolve to the V-Star. So 440 damage, 30 to itself, so still 300 HP. So that's quite nice. 2 prizes there. Down to 1 prize, so I don't have a boss. Probably don't need boss though. That Magnezone EX for the mirror is a star. So Dialga, they can't attack with it. I just knock out the active at this point, so I don't need to do anything. I mean, you know, if they knocked out my active, I would be Thorntoning to Miraidon EX with the Dialga. I already have the V-Star in hand. It's all very nicely set up for me there. I have 3 energy on him. All right, what's he going to do? He's going to stall me, which is annoying for sure. For sure. So I don't have a switch card. So all right, I will, if I hit 2 energy, I just hit 1 energy, right? So that's okay. I mean, I have game next turn. Let me Thornton this turn also. Okay, and have game there. I mean, I didn't have game that turn, but I'm pretty sure they weren't going to stop me the next turn. So there we go. That game definitely showed off the Miraidon EX, the mirror match. It's really brutal. Now, you know, they threw all the energy on. I mean, once the Dialga V-Star has enough energy to one-shot my Dialga V-Star without there having a choice belt, I just one-shot it with Miraidon, right? They over-attached energy, which they should have attached probably elsewhere. Assuming they play Thornton, you put it on like the Miraidon EX like I did or something. But that Magnezone EX, I don't know. I'm sorry. I think I keep getting Miraidon and Magnezone EXs switching back and forth. I apologize for that, right? So the Magnezone EX is obviously the attacker. That is the star in that matchup. It carried the day. Being able to Adaman also for that second energy, that was key, right? The Adaman was the only way I could search for that second lightning energy, so that was quite nice. Obviously, one could have been prized, and there's nothing I could do about that also. So I have a starter, but that's it. Not a great hand. Not sure if I'm going first or second here. All right, getting... all right, so what is it, a Lost Zone? Might be a Lugia deck. Karen's Conviction. Might be an Arceus deck. Not sure of the builds of these things. So it must, yeah, Karen's Conviction, I think it increases damage by single strike Pokemon, I believe. So it's probably, it must be a Lugia deck. Then like with the Tyranitar, that would boost that. So yeah, so Duraludon, single strike, which can attack with, okay. So it's a Lugia deck. We'll see how they set up. I'm going second, which is good. So I think I want to hang on to the Magnezone for this matchup. That could be useful. Okay, so Arceus. Oh, okay, so Arceus Duraludon. Okay, that makes sense too. All right, maybe I should have figured that out. So then I attach active. I can accelerate to myself, right? And if they attack with Arceus, they're not going to knock me out. So let me discard, what, 3 cards, 2 energies, and I'll get rid of Boss because Serena acts as Boss for this matchup, and it acts as a draw card as well. Do I want to bench the second Dialga? That's a good question. In case I don't necessarily want to, they could judge me though. I'm doing it in case I get judged just to thin my deck some, thin my hand. Honestly, that's kind of the thought there. It doesn't really help me. I don't think it hurts me. It could hurt me, of course. Bench space can be an issue. They could gust it up, which I don't like that either. But that's my thought. So there are downsides to it, but the upside is if I get judged, it's just one less card. They Avered me, so that's good to know that that's there. They're evolving, so I can't knock them out. I don't know if they have a switch card or not. We will see. Okay, so they're going to get their Arceus Vstar, and then they have their Vstar power. Now, if they play down past to the peak, no, that's okay. I mean, it's not great, but I lose the ability to use Lumineon V or Rotom V. Hopefully, I don't need to use Rotom V at this point. I may be attacking for 180, which isn't great. Wow. The question is, what am I going to do with Serena? I'm trying to think here, sorry. Between the two Magnezones, I think I would attach to the active. I could keep both Magnezones. I think I discard the Metal Magnezone because I have 2 other ones in the deck. Now, whether they're prized or not, I don't know, but I should have access to at least one other one. Yeah, so that's better. I want to keep that Magnezone in play. So they're going to hit into me with Arceus. We'll see what happens here. Utilizing the Magnezone EX is going to be a very nice attacker for me. So it's going to be hard for me I don't actually play any switch cards, so I really probably can't attack. All right, so what do I do here? I'm going to Serena, I guess. What do I want to get in play here? I want to get a V-Star, right? So, wait, V-Star, Serena, I need to discard a card, right? This is not going well at all, is it? So, it's not. I mean, the Serena's not good though, right? Because I can't utilize that without discarding something. So I think I want to get down to V-Star. And I might just pass then. Now, they might rope me, of course, which I don't like the rope. I'm going to end turn here. It's not great. My thought is let them knock out my active Pokemon. That's what I'm hoping happens at this point. You know, my best case scenario right now is they take 2 prizes. So that's not ideal. If they rope, I think I stand up my V-Star. I don't love that, but I think that's my play. And then I have some options, depending on what I top deck. Not loving this. I don't, you know, I'm trying to think through, did I make a misplay? I don't think I made a major misplay. I'm glad they got rid of Collapse Stadium because that's awkward. Although I've gotten such a slow start, it might not matter. Okay, they're going to, yeah, Trinity Nova. They're going to accelerate more, so that means my Magnezone EX will do huge damage here, right? So that's my play here. That's my play. Magnezone EX, they can only 2-shot it at this point, and my Magnezone EX will 1-shot. I'm pretty sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it does just insane damage. So I probably can't attack with Magnezone EX this turn. So what do I do here? I guess I think I'm going to attack here. I can't really use the Serena. I mean, I could use the Serena, right? But I think I want to keep it for a draw for next turn. I could gust up like the V. I'll just hit into them. It's not great because it's kind of wasted damage there. It's not bad. It's not bad. I'm still not liking my spot. I mean, it's not. I'm kind of trying to tell myself. I'm trying to convince myself that it's not bad. Also, because it kind of is bad, right? That's Adventure Discovery looks for 3 Pokemon V. Yes, okay. So, are they going to bench any of these or not? I'm not sure what they're going to do. Evolving, yes, and maybe just thinning out their deck. I don't think they want to get any more Pokemon in play. I mean, they could try to just rotate them around, but I don't think they have enough energy to pay the cost for more, most likely. So what have they lost zoned here? Just those. All right, so I'm not knocked out. So the good news is I knocked them out this turn, which I like that. All right, I will discard and draw to 5 because that's not bad at all. All right. So I might. Okay, that's not terrible either, is it? So I will toss down. I mean, I could toss down a Greninja too, right? Just to see what I get. Yeah, let me toss down a Radiant Greninja. I'm going to draw some cards. So at this point, I have the knockout. The water energy, the Cheryl I might need also, right? That's not bad, actually. So that's good. So now they know to be scared. I wanted to get that attached for sure. 2 prizes. Those 2 prizes don't help, but in one sense, it hurts me because I lose energy from play, right? I get some prizes, though. More cards in hand is useful. I could start setting up another Dialga to attack with also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it does 300, so I don't one-shot them with a Magnezone now. So that's part of the bad thing with that attack that I did, which could cost me the game, right? They're going to finish off my second Dialga here. So so I'm down to 2 prizes. I kind of gonna need Cheryl. I think. I guess I need to start working on a Dialga now too. I guess is kind of the play. So he does 300, right? Which isn't terrible. Let me get him down. Let me see what's in my deck too, right? So I have Cheryl, I have Thorton, I have 11, I have a bunch of energy, Rare Candy. Let me just put 1 down because I might want a Lumineon, right? And I will get rid of the Adaman and him and just toss down Dialga. I'm going to... I don't think I want to use the Greninja. I'm going to hold on to the energy. My thought there is I could use Greninja next turn because I might need to. Or I might need to attach, right? If I don't need the energy to Greninja with, I want to attach. But I didn't attach this turn. All right, so that gives him game. So, yeah, okay. So there we go. Boss got him game. They had a big hand. It's not a surprise, but I felt like that's what needed to happen. I had to set up another attacker. So I didn't get the quick start. My opponent my opponent didn't get a quick start either. Maybe I misplayed that one. I need to think about that. Should I have not taken out the Arceus? The question is, if I didn't take out the Arceus, yeah, I guess I need to not take out the Arceus. But if I didn't do that, what would have happened? I don't think they, I mean, they could have retreated the Arceus, gotten rid of a bunch of energies off of it. They still would have had at least 1 energy on it, right? So they probably would have just kept the Arceus in the active and kept doing the damage, 180 damage, which wouldn't have been good for me. So I think I did need to attack. I don't think the option of not attacking got me in a better spot. All right, not terrible. I could discard a couple energy. Yeah, I can discard a couple energy with the Ultra Ball, get down a Miraidon, get down a Magnemite and a Rotom V, draw 3 cards with Rotom V. Right now, that's the play. We'll see what happens. Obviously, what do I top deck? And see what I'm up against, too, of course. But I do think that is the play that I'm looking at. I always want to have a plan. Always have a plan. Always be flexible with the plan. That's kind of the way I want to approach things. You don't want to start your turn blank. In one sense, you want to be ultimately flexible to where you don't. All right, so this is not a matchup that. Okay, that's good too. So this is not a good matchup for me because they do too much damage for me to like. I gotta say. So I'll get down the Miraidon EX. Make sure I get the right Lightning EX. This is the basic that I can play. I get 2. I'm gonna need a lot of energy, so this is actually good that I get 2 Magnemites down. I chuck him down. Get 1 energy on there. I have a Rare Candy, so that's not bad either. And I just do this. So I was getting a little confused. I was waiting for things to happen because the game wasn't telling me that I had an ability to use, and I was thinking it was processing stuff, because sometimes there's little delays while it processes. So the whole highlighting of what's active, of what you can use and can't use, doesn't seem to work all the time still. So they're not attacking this turn, which is good. Right, because all the attacks on the Mew V take Psychic Energy, so it's probably just a DTE build. So they're setting up for next turn. So we'll see. I have, I don't have, right now I can't attack though. So, what do I send up now? I'll send it right on. I want to send up a basic with a retreat cost of 1, which is what all the other 4 are. But this way, if I can evolve to Magnezone, and that's okay too. I mean, the rope disrupted me. It disrupts them some also, but I guess they figure they can get out of it easier than I can. So they're using, I believe, so they're using Forest Seal Stone. We'll see what they do. So Avery, I'll get rid of Rotom V. That's okay. I mean, I might have wanted to use Rotom V, but I certainly hopefully not. Now I can lay down. Oh, that's bad. So now I can't use Radiant Greninja either. So what do I do here? I mean, I could evolve to Dialga Vstar. Is that what I want to do? What do I have? 2 energy there. What am I doing here? The problem is that because he's not in the active. I think, wow, this just stinks. And I can't bump the stadium. All right, I'm going to make this play. It's not good at this point. I'll attach. All right, I will electric generator. So I could attack, right? I mean, I can accelerate and switch, but I'll just put the energies on there. I'll enter. And I could have attached to the active. This is not a good spot, is what I will say. I could have attached to the active, so because if they gust me, they might, my opponent wants to gust up my Dialga V and knock it out, and then I could promote the Miraidon with energy. But see, if they don't get another, I held back the Greninja, so hopefully they don't play another Path to the Peak. So that gives me access to 2 cards with the hand I currently have. They could judge me, and then, but they probably don't want to judge me because that's 4 cards, and instead of 2. So probably, so the odds are for them, right? The judge helps me more than it hurts me. Now, if they don't get Path down, this is probably better than judge. So Lost City. And if they knock out the Miraidon, that's fine. So they can't play Path to the Peak, so that's good. They might get rid of Path to the Peak, but I'm not sure. They're just thinning their hand now. Lost. They want to keep the Lust. All right, so that's not terrible. Wow. So I don't know what happened there, right? It wasn't going well for me that game, right? So anyway, so I'll cut the video off at that point. I got a win, not a well-deserved win, I gotta say, right? Things weren't setting up for me. I had some options. I was going to Greninja, discard my energy, see what I got. If I got 2 middle energies, I had Adaman. Probably don't hit that. I just going to have to see what 2 cards I got and try to do the best play I could. But this build definitely in the mirror match is better, right? The Magnezone EX is tremendous hitting into other Dialga Vstars. Certainly like the Mew matchup, it wasn't going to be that helpful. I mean, they had 4 energy in play, so it would do 200 damage, and they can't one-shot. They'll be hard pressed to one-shot my Magnezone EX. I don't know if it does 220 down to 200, so they can't knock it out. So whereas they can potentially one-shot the V-Star, not easily, right? But they can. Just trying to think through the benefits of the Magnezone EX in that matchup. So it could have been useful. Obviously, it definitely is a two-shot for them to get through that one. But the ideal was going to be to get the regular Magnezones in play so that my Dialga can get a lot of energy to one-shot the Mew VMAX. Now, that's a lot of energy, not easy to do. It's possible. I didn't love my position. I think my opponent was really in the better position if they just kept going, because with the Mew engine and the Genesect, they're going to draw into the pieces more reliably than I was going to. But anyway, a win is a win. I take it. So 1-1 for sure with the deck. So there you can see the deck. It's not bad. I think I prefer it without the lightning just because it's more consistent. But when you have the lightning and it works together in a matchup, it is a lot of fun. So give it a try if you want. Take care.